coach who is looked at as the glue to hold others together and foster team spirit, to not be allowed to participate in these traditions, even in a passive way, just doesn't seem right. This is according to Judge Dennis Kavanaugh of New Jersey's United States District Court. Religion and prayer should be allowed to be involved in school sporting events. People must start to voice their opinions to put policies in place to allow religion in sporting events because it is a ritual and tradition of many teams, holds an important part of many athletes' and coaches' spiritual lifestyles, and athletes should be allowed to give their glory to their God if they wish to via the First Amendment. Many teams have a pregame schedule they stick to. A ritual that is common to many athletes is prayer, whether it be individual prayer or team prayer. Praying with the team creates a sense of team unity and boosts morale overall with all the team members. Grant Tiath, Executive Director of the American Football Coaches Association, estimates that more than half of high school football coaches engage in some type of prayer with their teams, and many college coaches even share their religious beliefs with their student athletes. According to Praying in Public, an article in the Athletic Management magazine, Justin McDonald, an athlete at Highland Park High School, says that before each game, his team sat and prayed over and gave peace to the family of a fellow teammate who had a death in his family early in the season. They continued this prayer throughout the season, even though the family member had died earlier in the season. They felt it was normal and continued without notice. In Lance Lehardt's article, Athletes Find Strength in Prayer, Aubrey England, another athlete, agreed with McDonald and said she also prays with her team. She said wearing her faith on her sleeve can be hard at times, but it's definitely worth it in the end. Our coach prays over us. I feel good about that. That is the time we all relax and feel the peace. Prayer helps our stress because the team we freaked out so much during the games. For England, praying with their coach was just normal to them, and taking that away just wouldn't have felt right. Many teams stand hand in hand with their eyes closed and heads bowed to pray. Some pray for safety, some pray for athletic success, and some are just trying to support the team with their prayer. Harper Johnson, a sophomore football player, said that this year his team started the season out by not saying a pregame prayer, but it felt unusual. Some members of their team, including Johnson, pushed to pray before games, and it was then welcomed by the whole team. They continued it throughout the season, and it was totally normal for everyone. Another senior athlete, Aaron Lee, says his team also pray together. Everybody prays together as if it's a family, and that feels completely normal to me. I would hate to have that taken away. Praying with the team also has benefits to the spiritual aspect of every athlete's personal life. Sports and religion both provide things vital to the spiritual well-being of a person's life. They both help provide belonging, reinforce values, help maintain traditions and rituals, are used to help participants become better people. Prayer is one ritual that both the devoutly religious and non-religious utilize within the competitive sports environment. In fact, prayer is perhaps the most frequently employed use of religion by athletes, and this fact was seen in Marquette Sports Law's review article by Gil Fried and Lisa Bradley. Currently, individuals engage in prayer for various reasons that include coping with stress, giving thanks for benefits, petition for wants and needs, confessions of sin, forgiveness for the grievance of others, and overall the adoration of God. As the intensity of competition increases, the frequency and meaning of prayer have also said to increase. Todd Turner, athletic director at the University of Wisconsin, says there is a high degree of spirituality in sports. It's an emotional enterprise. Those involved, whether it be coaches, athletes, administrators, fans, or family, are often focused and gravitate towards religion in the midst of their very competitive environment. In addition, helping athletes develop as people has always been a part of the coach's job description, and many see fostering spirituality as a step towards that goal. Important values in team sports such as self-discipline, sacrifice, and the ability to cope with adversity can be easy for athletes and coaches to think about in religious terms. The correlation between prayer and sports is there, and it's easy for coaches and athletes to make the connection. Due to the spiritual part of prayer from athletes, many want to give the glory of the game to God and should be allowed to do so based on the First Amendment. By allowing athletes to pray with their teammates and coaches, that doesn't exclude others like people may think. No prayer is led or forced upon the athletes, and the students have the freedom to pray if they wish. There appears to even be a new breed of student athletes willing, and sometimes eager, to exert their rights through strikes, boycotts, and other actions. These nonviolent acts can help get people what they want in their community. In my previous speech, I mentioned a coach by the name of Marcus Borden, who was a football coach at East Brunswick High School in New Jersey. He sued the school and asked to be permitted to bow his head and take a knee with his team members before and after their football games. Judge Kavanaugh of New Jersey made it clear that coaches can show their respect for the team if the team wants to say the prayer with their coach. Many of Borden's friends and supporters voiced their approval of the ruling, saying the decision championed the freedom for coaches to be positive role models to their athletes by modeling their faith. Nancy Helpka, the president of East Brunswick's Teen Boosters Club, said, "I have always supported Coach Borden's stand, and I am very happy with the decision the coach has made." These supporters are part of the reason that the policy at that school in New Jersey at East Brunswick High School was changed. They took charge by voicing their opinions of support and speaking up for what they believed in. Even if the policy is slight, like offering the opportunity for a moment of silence before or after the game, it is better than nothing. Even slight changes can lead to big changes in the future. Overall, sports and coaches hold an important part of many athletes' childhood and their future lifestyles. Religion and prayer go hand in hand and should be allowed to be involved in school sporting events. People must start to voice their opinions to put policies in place to allow religion in their communities, schools, sporting events because it is tradition and ritual of many teams and their team members, holds an important part of many athletes and coaches' spiritual lifestyles, and athletes should be allowed to give their glory to God if they wish via the First Amendment. Stand up and speak out to see the change in your community and school system.